It is important to be flexible in parenting. Let me tell you, for years we had a no sleepover rule at our house. It was kind of based on the fact that my oldest son at 16 had a birthday sleepover with 4 guys, and they ended up getting caught for underage smoking in a park. And that didn't start it, but it just started me thinking, I really don't want to be responsible for other people's kids while they're over. And I feel like sleepovers should be reciprocated, right? Like, so my kids shouldn't be sleeping over at other people's houses and then not have anyone sleep over at our house. Anyway, as the years went by, my feelings got stronger, and by the time my daughter was born, I most definitely knew that with 4 older boys, most of them still at home, I didn't want to have extra kids over in the house for those reasons, and because, I just never wanted to invite any potential problem with having older boys in the house and having, my daughter's friends sleep over. So for years, that was the case. And my daughter at first, she had started getting invited to sleepovers at the age of 5 probably, and it was easy to say no then because it was too early. But by the time she was 8 or 9, she was really asking to go, and it was easy to say, hey, it's just a house rule, we don't do sleepovers, that's just the way it is. So for years she was not real happy with that, and then she kind of got to a place where she understood she could go to a birthday sleepover till 11 o'clock and I would pick her up, and then she'd come home and she'd be fine because she knew she slept better in her bed anyway. And usually when I'd go and pick her up, the mom would be at the door and be like, oh my God, you're taking the quietest kid with you. Why did I agree to this sleepover? And I would just kind of laugh and be like, yeah, wait till they're teenagers. So anyway, fast forward many years, I would either say no or she didn't ask or whatever. She was fine with coming home at 11 o'clock at night. And then in the last 6 months, so she's 16 at this point, has a car, has a boyfriend. And you would think at this point, remembering the kind of crap that I was doing as a teenager, that I would be the last person to let her start having sleepovers. But the reality is, in part I've done this because she hasn't really shown me any reason to not trust her. And at some point you have to give up a little bit and kind of loosen the reins, as I'm sure it's been said many times, so that you kind of know what they can and can't handle. So being flexible as a parent for many years, going from sleepovers are a non-negotiable to now, letting her do this at an age when you would think that would be the last thing I might want to do. It just goes to show that it's important to be flexible in your parenting and in your rules, and to hone in on your particular child and what the situation is.